Hello, it's Michael.
And Andy from Helloween, and we are on Rock and Roll Radio.
Benvenuti a Rock and Roll Radio Milano. Oggi siamo con Andy e Michael degli Helloween. Horns up! Guys, horns up! Heavy metal!
Metal's up.
Helloween! How are you guys? It's
Cool.
really an honor to have you here.
Thank you.
And you?
Everything up
I'm
and running.
excited yet, but I think I got a good day so far.
Yeah, it's a sunny day, it's a summer.
Finally.
Finally, we are so happy. So, let's talk about your new album, My God Given Rights, coming up 29th May in Europe. We must wait. Is there a central idea or some different concept on this new album? There's something new, something is still Halloween style. Let's talk about it.
Well, it's a 30th anniversary album actually, which is not a real celebration. That's not what it meant to be, but we try to put in like all the 3 decades of metal into this album. So it starts with the 80s, it goes through the 90s, back to 2015, and I think the most important bridge is like the sound bridge, which is definitely the responsibility of our long-year producer Charlie, and I may mention that he probably bought some analog gear worth of 3 Mercedes-Benz just to make the album sound a bit more 80-ish, which I definitely think he achieved. It sounds here and there warm like the 80s, but still arrangement-wise I would say we're still stuck in 2015.
Oh, yeah. Wow, cool. So, tell us in a few words about each of the new songs. Let's start with Battles One. Explain to us in a few words all the song, the theme, the idea, the concept.
Well, the Battles One is just a generic speed Halloween track. That's probably why the boss of the record company chose it to be one of the 2 A-sides of the pre-single on vinyl. And if you want it in digital, you have to get it on iTunes or something.
Yeah.
But usually then you have to buy yourself an old record player to play it, and it sounds probably very good. And I just try to make a very good chorus in comparison to Burning Sun from the last album. I just wanted to have something similar, like the Eurovision anthem. Right?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And then I looked for a nice Michael Schenker group riff or whatever, and then you got all the rest. It's pretty obvious, and probably that's why it was taken. The other A-side is Lost in America, which got mentioned by many reporters who asked us questions, and they usually said, one of their favorite tracks is Lost in America.
Really?
So it's a good pick for the double A-side.
Okay. Good. And let's talk about the graphic of your new album. There are some typical Halloween elements and something new, and especially I want to understand why the snow.
Snow?
Yeah,
Thought it's cocaine.
the graphic.
No, it's
No.
dust.
It's dust.
You know, the post-war society there, you know, they are so clean, you know, they clean all the dust so it's not black or dirty.
It's
Yeah.
white ash.
Yeah.
Ashes, white. No, I guess the artwork guy, like Martin, he's called, and the management, they were pretty much fan of The Day After Tomorrow. So, though I have to admit that the song My God-Given Right is a very intimate thing between my father and myself. So actually it was him telling me it would be my God-given right to do whatever I want with my life as long as I would lead a happy life. Me as his only son would make him happy.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes from. So, but Martin and the management, they saw like that My God-Given Right, that headline, and thought, okay, that's the end of times, and let the rebellion start and mankind fighting for their right, blah blah blah. Totally overdone, totally too deep in the subject. Anyway, Waiki and I looked at it and said, yeah, why not, it looks good. And that's one possible interpretation. It works as well. It's not what I meant on the song, or with the song. So, but it looks great when you see the 3D, like a 3D version without glasses. And even I just saw the 3D, the CD size version of the 3D cover. It's unbelievable. And just for that, the cover is great.
Right. Another question is, do you agree that Helloween is seen as the creator of power metal? What do you think about it? You're seen as the king.
Cool, huh?
Cool. It's an important thing.
If that is so. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's lots of people who would argue, but we are not the ones to argue. So, and you know, I always see it like that. If there's other bands pursuing the same way, you know, first of all, they usually don't have the same background that we have musically, but that doesn't matter really, you know, because it's just to keep up that kind of music and make it as strong as possible. And I listen to that stuff, you know, rather than some kind of hip-hop hardcore metal or whatever, you know. I mean, hey, you know, let them do what they think. And there's going to be fans for that. But personally, I like the melodic stuff. And there's, you know, it's always a great thing for me if I listen to that Japanese band Galerius, for instance. You know, I put them on the track list of the London radio show. And they got a track called The Promised Flag. When I heard that, you know, I don't go, they're ripping off Helloween or something like that. You know, they do it their own way and it's impressive and they're gonna make their way and it's there for the metal community. And I think that's cool. If they stop doing good stuff, if you want to compete with Helloween, you gotta be strong with good melodies, right? And so if you can achieve that, that's good for the whole metal community, really.
And talking about metal, on Single Sinner album there was the first single, Are You Metal? So, what do you think about being metal? What is to be metal?
We don't know.
If you take the last 3 centuries, that's 3 centuries, like way back in 1700, blah blah blah. Napoleon, no. What is metal? Rock and roll, hard rock, metal. That's probably the only music which is telling the truth nowadays. Or maybe that's metal. So if you have a certain feeling, then you put it into music. If it's a bad feeling, you put it into a bad song, like very aggressive, dark. If you're happy and you want to party, then yeah, let's do it. And for us, it would be a happy Helloween song.
I think even the Black Keys are metal, even though they're considered a pop band and they're very successful. But they're like Black Sabbath or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's metal.
But I think we are the only bastion left in the whole friggin' music world where you still may say or sing what you think.
Yeah.
So
But some people, religion people, thinks that metal is about sin, something against the religion.
Also,
But not only.
not only.
Not only, yeah.
I mean, but there are. If that's your opinion, if you say, well, fuck the church, then say it. I think we are the only guys who may say that. In metal, you have honest words. If you don't actually want to just do it for record sales. I mean, death sales, we do know that. Sex sales. It's for some bands probably it's only sex and death because they want to or need to sell records. But I know lots of metal bands who don't give a shit about what is commercial and what not. They just write about what they think, what they feel, and this is good. I mean, could you imagine nowadays the top 40 radio like really doing some social criticism or something like that in the lyrics? Definitely not. They're not being played in the radio.
Yeah.
So the only music you may listen to where you sometimes find some true words is probably rock or metal music.
Or hip hop.
No, hip hop is, these days are gone. I mean, in the very beginning, the first 10 years I remember, there were great lyrics. I did never like the music, but there were some great lyrics. Nowadays, last 15, 20 years, that's only radio shit.
I can't tell.
That's
Because
like,
I don't follow it.
yeah, my son
Yeah,
follows
I know.
my son
But it's
follows
better
it.
like this.
My son follows